Hi there, good morning. Dr. Carmen McGuinness here. And on this channel we discuss relationships of all sorts, including what I call the primary relationship, which is the relationship that we have with ourselves. So today I am broadcasting from Sarasota, Florida, where I'm vacationing with my family. I'm hoping there won't be too much going on in the background other than the rolling Gulf of Mexico, which is kind of a nice backdrop. I get to see it too as I look into the camera here. So today we are going to talk about the concept of deserving. Deserving is something that I think has been sort of twisted in our culture. And I want to just clear up a few things around it because it's something that does come up quite often in therapy sessions. And I think once clients start to focus on that they do deserve, things can really begin to roll. Sometimes when we've had a block up until that point, things can really get going. So I want to bring it here to you today, this little concept of deserving. So let's go ahead and start. So think about what's the most important thing that to you. What's the most important thing in the whole world? As a therapist and a teacher before that, I've asked people this question for decades. Some people answer money. They do. And others answer love. I will say the majority, the vast majority answer love. After they think about it, talk about it a little bit. But most people agree that love and the means by which to take care of oneself and one's loved ones is the most important thing of all. Or I should say are, because that's really two things. So my question for you today is, do you feel that you deserve love? And this is a vast question. It's sad but true that most of us learned very early in life that we don't deserve what we want. And sadder still, we learned it from the very people who gave us unconditional love, our parents. They had good intentions. I don't mean to imply that they were out to get you, though I also know well that many parents don't have good intentions. I do know that. The fact is that most do. So with the assumption that yours did, let's talk about how things can go wrong and the child of a good parent can be left with the idea that they don't deserve the thing that they need the most, that they want the most, love. One of the things that parents want for their children is to learn a work ethic, how to earn, so that eventually they can take care of themselves and the people they love, because they know that they won't be around forever. This is a burden that all parents bear. We're not going to be with our children to give them what they need forever. They're going to have to take care of themselves. But what came with that work ethic was a belief that we must struggle, that we have to work very hard. Our parents taught us that work is hard and that we must work hard to get what we want. And tucked inside what we want is love. Everything that we want resides in the same place in our minds. So love just kind of comes with that package. You have to be a good boy or girl to get ice cream after dinner, and a very, very good boy or girl to get that special toy that you've been coveting. And if you were naughty, you might have been sent to your room to think about it. I would like to suggest to parents everywhere that when they send their children to their room or the corner or wherever they go for that time away, instead of telling them to think about what they did wrong, think about how you might have handled this differently. And what did they think when they got sent to their room to think about it, that thing they did wrong? What did they think about in there? They thought, I'm naughty. I don't deserve to be out there with my family. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving of love. And sure, there was an implicit right now, I'm not deserving in that. But not deserving of love right now, is that even okay? And again, I'm not implying that that's what parents mean to tell their children, But in my experience as a therapist, it's what comes away with those children as adults. But what did that mean? That you had to go out there and man up, be the best you can be the good boy or girl, right, all the time? It's probably not reasonable. And in this way, many of us learned, too, that we could show that we deserve love by taking care of others, by going out there and being that good girl or boy, by manning up, by being a kind of value added to the family. And society even broadcasts these beliefs. No one is entitled to anything. Entitlement is considered negative. It's considered to be a selfish idea. And in this way, we learn to do good things, not because we want to do them, but because we want to be deserving of the thing that we want, love. We, in this way, see how we were robbed of good intention because of this sort of twisted little tale that begins in infancy. If we go back to that first moment of birth and think of that tiny infant and ask ourselves the question, does he or she deserve milk, warmth, touch, love? The answer will always be yes for every single infant. And if I asked you what that infant could do in this life to deserve love at 20, or what he might do to not be deserving of love at 20, what would you say? Think about that. What changes isn't real. What changes is a misplaced belief that we have to struggle in order to have love, to be loved. But that's not real. That's a belief that was left inside of us by parents who probably were doing the best they could. And as a society that was raised by such parents, imagine your perfect relationship right now. If you're in a committed relationship, imagine it exactly as you want it. If you're looking for a committed relationship, or maybe in a new budding relationship, imagine it evolving just as you want it to be. Now, my regular subscribers know me. I'm not doing law of attraction here. Not yet anyway. That's not what I'm talking about here. Because there are what researchers call intervening variables. In law of attraction, I mean. Notice what comes up next after you imagine that perfect relationship. There's something there. Come on, you can sense it. There's why. Why do I get this perfect relationship? All this love. Take a moment. Consider what you're feeling. If you're like most of my clients, the reason why you have this perfect relationship is closely associated to deserving. There's a because somewhere between here and now and your perfect relationship. Between right here and right now and that perfect relationship, there is a because. Because I'm so cute, because I'm sweet, or because I'm a good guy. And there's usually a comparison involved as well. This might be related to sibling rivalry in childhood. So because I'm cuter, there's the comparison, and sweeter than 70% of the population, or because I'm a good guy in comparison to a lot of bad guys that are out there. We can see from this what we had to do or believed that we had to do to keep our parents' love. That's right. It's a circle, a wheel. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to jump off that particular wheel. Just know that you deserve love. Just hold that right here. Hold it loosely. Hold it more closely as you become more comfortable with it. Embrace it as you would a baby. Love it. Love the idea that you deserve love and that love is around you for you to have. And now, disclaimer, and it's so important, and I'll address it in much greater detail in future videos because I don't have time right now, maybe next week. Once we wrap our minds around this, once we accept that we deserve love, deserve the perfect relationship, we come to see that we cannot desire a particular person to love. This is what I was talking about a little earlier when I said I'm not doing law of attraction. Instead, we should remember that that person probably is afflicted as we are, or were just a moment ago, if you made the bend, just before we embrace the idea that we do deserve love. And also, we can't set our sights on a particular person because we can't choose for others. That's a problem I have with law of attraction. We have to do it perfectly. We have to put out a certain vibration and a certain scenario, but it can't involve particular people and jobs and things like that because there are their issues as well. All we can do is set our intention for a situation, pure love, a perfect relationship. And when the becauses make their way into our thoughts, we can notice them, perhaps say hello to them. Oh no, it's not about me being cuter, it's just because I deserve it. I use a data sheet myself, and there will be one included in the chapter that I'm doing for this, for raising your inner child, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. So notice the becauses, say hello to them, make a mark on your data sheet, and then set them free. Release them. There are no becauses for deserving love. You just do. You don't need a reason. We all do. So, Raising Your Inner Child is it's a popular academic book that I've been working on, a self-help book for those of us who feel like we got to adulthood and weren't quite done being raised. And in the chapter that pertains to this particular video, called Deserving, I'll be including the data sheet and other things like that, worksheets and things that you can make notes about as you make your way through this concept. That book is being released weekly on my tippittytap.net website. That's my author website. And you can purchase it a chapter at a time or wait until the book is done. I will be done with it in about 2 weeks, and then it will go to editing with my editor. But right now, the unedited chapters are up there, hopefully not too many little typos in them, and they are available for 50 cents each, which is a steal. So, with all of that said, I'm going to introduce you to my two grandsons who are here visiting me. So I'm just going to pause the video. Or they're not visiting me. We're all here together on vacation. We're visiting together. So I'm just going to pause the video and go get them. And one of them has his own YouTube channel. I can't imagine where he got that. See you in a minute. Hi everyone, I am back and I'm here with my grandson Ben, and Ben is going to tell you about his YouTube channel so that you can go subscribe.
Yeah, the name's Mr. Bronzy, just capital M, capital B, and yeah, I have 22 subscribers, so I think I'm the first thing that'll pop up. So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Ben. So that's Mr. Bronzy, and what Ben does is just his life. So there's his back garden, and there's his vacation in New York City, was it, or Chicago?
Chicago.
And stuff like that. Very cool. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you this Wednesday with my midweek sneak peek. Until then, have a wonderful week. See you soon.